We are Gathering of the Geeks, podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag We Gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one where Paddington makes an appearance. I'm one of your hosts, Emmet. I'm joined by the Ted Lasso to my coach beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing. How are you?
I always like when people say that. I'm doing.
I'm doing.
That was always one of my favorite responses from back in the day. It's just no, I'm doing. Yep. Just not good, not bad. Just is what it is.
Yes, it is what it is.
Gathering of the Geeks. It's available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Gathering of the Geeks and you'll find us right there. What's everybody? What's up, everybody? Early on in the comments already. Grabs, Phil, Eric, how you guys doing on this fine Sunday evening? And Ronan, how you doing? Chris, what's your policy on chili? I know Texas chili is, from what I understand, very different from rest of the world chili.
Is it?
No beans in Texas chili. What's your policy on chili?
I don't. I eat it out of a can. So.
Oh no!
Yeah, out of a can. But I do prefer no beans. That is the way I like to eat it.
Mm-hmm. My wife makes chili, and she makes it without the beans too. So I had chili today, and it had beans in it, and she was cursing it. I just wasn't sure if that was actually. I remember on, I think it's on The Big Bang Theory. Sheldon is complaining about chili for a certain amount of time, and there's an episode of Yellowstone where a character comes back from Texas and talks about chili as well. So I just wasn't sure if chili was that much of a hot topic down in Texas as it is in, from what I see in pop culture, or not.
I think it is because they have a lot of chili contests and things around, and I don't know what you call them, but everybody. It's not even a contest, but everybody brings chili. Everybody can eat it at events and things. I mean, like I said, I eat out of a can, so it works for me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is a thing. Another fun Southern thing would be grits. Do you eat grits up there?
Grits are called cream of wheat up here, I think.
Oh no, that's different.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get grits, but it's not like, going to the corner store and eating grits out of a can or whatever, like you.
I could eat grits out of a can, but if you ever see My Cousin Vinny, the line is "No self-respecting Southerner eats instant grits."
Oh yeah, instant grits is like that's what we have. It's called cream of wheat, I think.
I think cream of wheat's a little different because it's like I said, it's not grits. Cream of wheat is like it's creamy wheats. I don't know how to
Isn't that what grits are? Aren't grits just wheat?
No.
Isn't it just grain?
No, grits are different. What they are, I can't tell you. I just eat
You don't know.
I just eat it, but it's not. They're not wheat. There's something else.
Yeah, I have no idea. Grits aren't a thing up here. That's for sure. Not for me. Anyways, I have no idea what they are either. So,
Grabs also loves chili. Tricky says Texas chili is superior. If it comes in a can, it sure is. There's chili contests just about everywhere. Yeah, I think that it is a popular thing. Oh, yeah, Andrew's also from Texas. He knows I'm from Texas. I can tell that grits are grits. There you go.
Grits are grits.
Grits.
That's clear as mud there, fellas. Thanks a lot.
I mean, mud is brown. How much clearer do you need it?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know, but feel compelled to put in my misconceptions. We're gonna have to look this up later. What a grit is.
Well, what the hell? What are grits?
See, this is why we're live. We could do fun stuff.
That's right.
Like Ian says, if somebody's just doing it for the first time, they have no idea what this is.
Yeah. Grits are a type of porridge made from coarsely ground dried maize or hominy.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, what the hell is cream of wheat?
It's creamy wheats.
Creamy wheats. Breakfast porridge mix made with wheat middlings. Ooh, wheat middlings. That sounds great.
Yeah. Enjoy what you. I like creamy wheat too, but
yeah,
grits are,
I like what you like.
I think grits are super.
I never had real grits before. I've always had thought about that, having like real Southern food. Like what do you got down there? Like collard greens and stuff. You like that stuff too?
It's okay. It's not my favorite. It's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess food varies everywhere you go. Down here though, in Texas specifically, barbecue is king. That's what everybody goes nuts for. Tex-Mex is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And steak. That's kind of the thing.
And steak.
And steak. The one about kissing my grits.
What is that from? Kiss My Grits. That's from something.
Ooh, there you go. Not every day you get to make an Alice reference. Who's Alice?
Alice in Chains?
I was thinking Alice from the Brady Bunch.
Alice in Wonderland?
No. My cousin Vinny will teach you all you need to know about grits, Eric. That is true. That's actually how I know what grits are, or how I was aware of them. So there's that.
There you are. Well, that's enough about wheat and chili out of a can. Chris, what'd you get up to this week?
I read some stuff. I got caught up with Action Comics. I'd seen a screenshot of something. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, so I'm not going to talk about it. But there was a screenshot of an event that happens in the latest Action Comics. And so that really caught my eyes like, oh, well, I guess I need to catch up now. So I read, I think it was 3 or 4 issues in a row of it so that I can get to the spoiler. And it was just a great time. It's Philip Kennedy Johnson, I believe is the writer. Yeah. I forget which one he writes.
Oh, yeah. He is on Action Comics, but he's almost done it now, I think. Right? Jason Aaron
he's at the
Action, I think.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
Well,
anyways, we're not there yet.
No, I mean, it could be good. I'm not going to hate it. Anyway, yeah. So Philip K. Johnson does a really good job with Action. I liked this stuff before because I'd read some of it too, but I dropped off for a while. But I really like the way he writes Superman and Lois and just the whole group. I think he does really well with that. And so this book, this is not a spoiler, but Steel is in it. And it was pretty cool seeing him and his daughter. I enjoyed that. And then you get that awesome cover where Clark is in that steel Superman suit and he's got a sword.
Yeah, sword, yeah.
It's just
and a
badass.
shield, like, or some kind of shield on his arm.
It's really just cool. I like that a lot. So yeah, Action Comics, I read a chunk of that. That was a great time. And I do like the spoiler. I think it's fascinating is what we'll call it. You've read it, right?
No, I haven't read Action, since, I don't know, 1054 maybe, 1053.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I'm a couple behind as well.
Well, it's a good time.
All right.
It's a good time. I read that. I read Kill Your Darlings #3. That was more fun than I thought it would be because with the way Kill Your Darlings has been with the first 2 issues, there's like some fun stuff, but it's really dark. Like you can't get comfortable with that book because it snaps you out of it real fast.
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of the way I've been reading it, and I enjoy those first 2 issues. But this one is different. This one is a lot lighter. I don't want to say it's fluffier, but it is. It's just kind of fun.
That's good.
There's a lot of little elephant you love.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was thinking about the elephant and Fluffy in the same sentence. It just, I don't know why that made me laugh.
Yeah, there's a lot of him, so that's good. But that I think this story is just really, it's fun to read even with the dark stuff in it, and I think it's balanced incredibly well. Even because you had the 2 mixed issues. Now this one is full on like fantasy type.
Right.
So I enjoyed that aspect of it, and the art is so cute. I'm going to use the word cute.
That's what makes it so. What's when we were talking about with that one, the Beneath the Trees or whatever, Beyond the Trees.
Yeah.
Someone called.
Where's the second issue of that?
It's coming soon. But yeah, that's the idea of like something cute and something fun, but then also very serious.
Murder
in the story, which makes it kind of interesting.
Kind of like
that's Kill You. That's what that's why I like the second issue of Kill Your Darling so much, even with the time jump, Just having that little elephant running around doing fun things just made it more, a little more enjoyable to read.
And there's more creatures in the third issue.
Good. I'll have to check that one out. I haven't got to it yet.
Come for the creatures, stay for the story. Or either way, come for the story, stay for the creatures. I don't care, just read
it. Switch it, whatever you like.
Whatever makes you happy. It's a good time. And it's limited. I think it's 6 issues. I think. I didn't know, but I guess Scotty Young only does limited stuff. So.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think of like I Hate Fairyland is an ongoing one that he did for a while.
But I think it's still like a limited thing. It's not meant to be forever.
Right. I have to double check that to see.
I don't think
we love our limiteds around here.
We do. They're easier to digest.
Yeah.
Dracula is limited. I didn't know that's 4 issues.
4 issues. That's pretty different.
Pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for Tynan. That's interesting.
Yeah, he loves doing long stories.
Or just packing the issues. And these issues have been kind of breezy. I would describe it as breezy.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not fluffy or cute.
No fluffiness or cuteness.
Yes. So I read Kill Your Darlings, and then I read Batman. Is it 140?
Yeah, 140. Yep.
I read 140. I enjoyed that, but I'm kind of mixed on the ending.
Because Failsafe is back, you mean?
Yeah, I don't. I kind of had my fill for a while.
The fill of Failsafe.
Yeah, I think Failsafe is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a really cool concept. Nothing wrong with it. But we just had it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised that he brought him back, but I think it was something you said when you and I were talking, that this seems like Zdarsky's thing. Failsafe seems like his thing that he's trying to do and trying to tell, which he told for during the first 6 issues of his run, I think. And the stuff with Zur-En-Arrh and Failsafe seems like that's going to be, when you look, if we ever look back on Zdarsky's Batman run, those will be the 2 things that we say that he did.
I think every writer brings their thing. Like Snyder was definitely the Court of Owls, I would say.
Yep.
King was Batcat.
Right.
I would say Tynan was just chaos. He just wanted constant chaos.
Joker and Batman's money. That's what I remember from Tynan.
Yeah, I would say that's the thing. He was about deconstructing the character in a way.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think now it's Zur-En-Arrh, which is Bruce's personality and this robot. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dug Batman 140 just because of the different Batmen that were in it. Like Frank Miller's Batman, they're all kind of dressed like Zur-En-Arrh with the colors and all that.
It's just
kind of
the
stuff.
colors, yeah.
Yeah, well, like we've got Keaton's Batman. There's I think it's Adam West Batman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a whole bunch of different Batman. I thought the art was just great from Jimenez, who's always been very good. Mm-hmm. But I just like seeing all of them kind of together. There's one page specifically, if I can remember correctly, where they're all just kind of huddled in like a more or less like a semicircle around Batman inside of his house of madness or whatever it is. Yeah, I had a great time with this issue, and since jumping back on to Batman since 139, I think that's all I read, 139, 140. I'm having a better time with it now than I have since I left reading Zdarsky's after the Failsafe thing. And I guess we'll see what happens with Failsafe. See if there's not just Batman fighting Failsafe and just big actions and fight scenes over and over again.
I'm okay with that.
Which is okay for sure, but that's basically what he did in the first 6 issues of the Failsafe. So we'll see if there's something different. Maybe just because Zur-En-Arrh is inside Failsafe now, maybe that's kind of the big difference, but we shall see.
I'm kind of hopeful about it. I'm just, like I said, I'm not sure I needed more Failsafe, but we'll see what they do with it. Because he is technically different now.
Yes, he's not the same Failsafe that just left after sending Batman and Bruce to a different dimension or whatever.
Right. Terminus is different now.
Yeah.
I want to get some of the comments before we get too far. Zeddy said the one where Emmet doesn't check on Zeddy after the Supergirl news. Alice was an early TV show about a truck stop. Okay, I didn't know that actually. Cookie says my cousin Vinny is my only grits knowledge. Yeah, I think my cousin Vinny kind of made grits. I don't want to say a household name, but maybe a household meal. I don't know. Eric made some cookies, and he read Batman Santa Silent Night. I'd heard about this. I haven't read it though.
Yeah, I haven't gone through it either.
Kind of curious. I like the Batman Santa figure, like the action figure.
Mm-hmm.
It looks cool. Crab says, makes sense. Dracula's only 4 issues, one to cover each main blood type. That's fair. I was looking through the comic list over the last couple of weeks, and we've said this before. You read a number one, like, oh, this is great, and then you forget to keep up with it. I'm 2 issues behind on 2 books I've really liked recently, like Midnight Show and Night. So I got to catch up on both of those. I didn't realize the other issues came out. It might also be the time of the year. I've been pretty busy.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. The time of the year is really busy, but even some of them have weird release dates as well. Mm-hmm. The Devil Wears My Face. The first issue came out in October, I think. Maybe it was the end of November.
Was it October?
And then it felt like forever ago. And then the second issue was a very long time, and which I think just came out last week. We were talking about it, maybe the week before. But then the third issue comes out next week. And then the next one's not until the end of January. So weird release schedules, busy time of year. It can be hard to keep up for sure.
But there's always time to catch up. If you force
It's always time to catch up if you force yourself to do it.
Will do. But that's all I read this week, just those few books.
Nice. I read Batman 140 as well. That's my only reads from newer books. I got caught up on Saga. I got the trade up to issue 66, I think it is. The trade just came out a couple weeks ago, trade number 11. So I finally got caught up on that. I'm glad that I did, because I actually didn't finish the final issue of the trade number 10. So I had like 6 brand new issues to read. And that's another one with a very difficult to keep up on release schedule. Some of them are every month, some of them are every 2 months, some of them are every 3 months. The last issue came out in September, and there's no release date for the next issue as of yet. So it's just a little bit hard to keep up on, but I'm glad that I got the trade and finally did read it, because it's still very, very good, and I love Saga. So I read that, and then I read both of the distillery books that are out that I got delivered as well. I read Gone from Jock, and then I read Somna from Becky Cloonan, and both very good. Chris, you would really love Somna, I think. Just the demon aspect to it as well. I would love the demon. Okay. You love the demon book. You're a sicko. So, but they're both very good. I'm really digging the distillery book so far. They're 2 for 2 so far for me, from the ones that have been released, and there's obviously still more to come from that Devil's Cut kind of preview we got of each couple of issues. So Somna is great. Gone was okay, but Jock's art's really grown on me the last little while.
Oh, really? You didn't like it?
Yeah, no, like even before, One Dark Night's really where it kind of turned for me. Everything before that, everything looked like a vampire to me. Everything he drew just looked like, a vampire, from his stuff with Scott Snyder from the Detective Comics run that they did, some other stuff. I had a hard time with his pencils and his lines. Everyone just looks evil and looks like they can just pop out some fangs and bite somebody, which in turn isn't the worst thing in the world. But it just took a little bit while to get used to it, I think. And I just hadn't read enough of his stuff. When I read One Dark Night, I went in expecting not to like it. But I really dug that book. One of the best Batman books I've read in the last little while. So then reading Gone, which is another one that he wrote and drew and colored, which is always very cool when one creator can really invest that much into their own story. So I'm really digging that one too. More of a science fiction book, which I always like. But yeah, the art's better than the story so far for Gone. But I will keep up on it. It's the oversized issues, which I love. In any kind of comic. So I'm glad that Distillery is doing that as well. I think that's it for everything that I read so far. What about your watches? What'd you watch this week?
I didn't watch a thing. Well, I watched half of Paddington.
Yay!
Yeah, I've watched half of Paddington. I'll finish it tonight. But from what I've seen, like I told you, it's an absolute delight.
It's so strange to me that this movie resonates with so many people online.
What do you mean?
Like, have you seen the Twitter account that just puts Paddington into movies? Like
I
movie
love
scenes?
it. Yes, I liked it before I'd even seen any of the movie.
Yeah. So like, what is this Paddington and his pop culture? His stamp on pop culture that I don't seem to get.
I think it's just cute.
Yeah, is that just it? He's just the bear with the hat on
and a coat. Yeah, and he talks. I think everybody loves talking animals.
We were just talking about that cuteness. People just like that cuteness.
Yeah, and he's friendly, and the way the story works, which is new to me, I thought everybody would be like, "Oh, it's a talking bear," but no, they're really calm with it.
He's just a regular person. Yeah.
Did not know that when I turned it on. I thought, "Oh, it's like chaos. This bear talks." No. So yeah, people love Paddington. I've only watched half it. I'll finish that later. I watched Fargo. Actually, did we talk about Fargo last week?
You talked a bit about it last week, but I'm sure you caught up with it a little bit more.
A little bit, yeah. I got to see the John Hamm stuff this episode, which was really fun because I think he just plays a villain very well. He's very entertaining, and I suppose I'm used to that from him as Don Draper, because Don Draper is not a nice guy, really. He tries, but so that was cool, and it's just kind of weird seeing him in that role too. Like the first time you see him full on, he's I don't know, he's kind of speaking sort of biblically, I guess. So that was interesting. Then the next time you see him, he's naked in a hot tub outside.
Yeah, what's it about? Something about nipple rings?
He has nipple rings, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, John Hamm has nipple rings. Okay.
Yeah, put that in a sentence.
Right. That did not have that on my bingo card.
Yeah.
And Juno Temple is really good in this. Like, I've only seen her in Dark Knight Rises, which a lot of people forget she was in. I forget she's in it even.
Yeah.
And of course, Ted Lasso. But in this, she gets to do a lot more. And she's great. More Juno Temple, I think.
She doesn't have the accent or her English accent, right? She's playing.
She has a Minnesota accent,
right? How's that working for her?
Wildly different.
Yeah.
You're used to hearing her as, from Ted Lasso, and then you go to this, like, whoa, how many chapters did I skip? But it's really good, and her accent's it's spot on. If you've ever spoken to someone from Minnesota, it's spot on. So I watched a chunk of that. I have not been watching 6 Feet Under this week. I kind of wanted something more cheery, and then I ended up watching nothing. So here we are.
Wait a second.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So that was it for me.
Instead of being sad, I chose to do nothing at all.
Yep. It's not the chocolate that matters, it's the people you share it with. That's right, Zeddy.
Is that a line from the show?
No, that's from Mad Men.
Oh, okay.
That's the Hershey speech.
You and your Hershey speech, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
According to Comic Key, it's always time to catch up. Grabs is reading The Lies of Locke Lamora. I don't think I know that one.
No.
I have an hour and 20 minutes left on The Shadow. Actually, that's what I've been doing a lot of too. I've been listening to that audiobook quite a bit. That's been a good time.
How long can you listen for before it's like a drain on your brain?
Well, I usually listen to it when I'm driving, and I usually get like about an hour of it a day. And yeah, so I usually shut it off when I'm getting close to my destination, but an hour or so a day is usually what I can handle.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
And if I try to listen when I'm not driving, it gets drowned out. Like I was Christmas shopping last night and I had my AirPods in. I could not focus. I just restarted the chapter on my way home.
Yeah, what is it about driving? Like, it's not like you're not paying attention while driving. Like,
It's just kind of easier for me.
Yeah, I do the same thing. That's the only place that I can listen to it is while I drive as well. But it's not like we're not thinking about things or not, not paying attention while driving. But it's something about driving where it just, I don't know, it's a calming nature, or it's something you don't have to think about as much. Like driving.
I think so.
And
it's easy visually too because you're just kind of, you're just driving anyway. So you don't have to look at anything. You can just listen to it. Because even when I listen to a podcast, generally it's when I'm driving somewhere.
Right.
Because with that, if I'm trying to do something else, I have a hard time focusing. Unless I'm like swinging around on Spider-Man or something.
Yeah.
Then I can have a podcast on. But if I'm doing anything else, probably not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
What'd you watch?
Audiobooks. I've been watching Midnight Mass. After I watched Haunting of Hill House a couple of weeks ago, I said I was going to watch Midnight Mass, and I completely forgot about it. And then I was kind of looking for something to watch on Netflix the other day. And I remembered that I needed to watch Midnight Mass. So I started watching that. And I just got to the episode where Riley and Aaron go out on the boat together. So, exactly. It's been an interesting rewatch for me with Midnight Mass because the impending doom, or getting to the impending doom, getting to the real bad stuff, is waning on me a little bit. Where I'm like, I don't want to get to it at a certain point. Like, I don't want to get to the church scene where they start drinking the juice and
I
everything.
Absolutely want to get to the church scene.
Yeah, because it's so good, but just getting there is very hard. And but like much like and I was comparing Hill House, or I was going to want to compare Hill House and Midnight Mass together because they're two of my favorite ones from Flanagan. Both series on them alone, without anything else, it's just you care about the characters so much in a pretty quick amount of time. Specifically Riley, with the way that we're introduced to his character, and then the way he's haunted up until his moment on the boat with the woman who dies in the car accident that he sees, like when he goes to lie down in bed and you see the woman and he's got glass all in her face, and the strobe lights from the I guess the ambulance lights and the cop car lights are flashing off the glass that's in her face. Caring about him and caring about Aaron, his kind of quasi girlfriend, and caring about the doctor, Sarah, and her mother, and the sheriff and his son, and even caring about Beth in a certain kind of way, even though she's like the most hated and most vile TV character ever. And like,
you mean
how
Bev?
Horrible. Yeah, Bev. Sorry.
How
horrible she is. And even caring about the father. What's his name? Father Pruitt. And that's the kind of the big takeaway for me is Father Pruitt. Hamish Linklater is so good in this show. Like, and I don't know if when I watched it the first time, I didn't appreciate how good he was. I think I was more focused on the idea of this angel, the vampire, and kind of got over how great Hamish is. How and I can't remember if I tweeted this out or not, but it's something that I think about all the time. Belief is the scariest thing and the most beautiful thing that people can have in their lives. Like, if you believe something in a good way, or in a positive, in a light and beautiful way, it can carry you to do, like, if I have belief in myself or belief in my son or anything like that. But then on the opposite side of it, with Bev and with Hamish, if you believe something where it's not good and you believe so strongly in that, like the belief of, even with Bev specifically, when like just her dealings with the sheriff and everything like that, if you believe in hate, like that's such a scary, horrible thing. But if you believe like Aaron does, or Sarah, the Dr. Sarah Riley, or even his parents, if you believe in love and you believe in family and friendship, like in this show specifically, this because it's mostly about the Bible and God and
faith and whatnot
and all that kind of stuff. Belief is such a scary thing, but it can also be such a beautiful thing, and that's one of the big things. I think it's the episode I just finished was 5 or 6 or 4. I can't remember now, but like it's so good. Midnight Mass is so very good, and it's just and everything about it is good. The characters are great. The horror is quite good. Like as much as I don't like the vampire kind of aspect of it, because they should know who a vampire is and what a vampire is. That's fine. They should. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and that's kind of the thing that I've got to in this little idea. There's a couple small inconsistencies in the show, like not everyone recognizing what a young Father Pruitt looks like, even though there's a picture inside of his house. If you've ever been in this guy's house before, which I'm sure many people have, there's a picture of a young one right there. But that's the idea about belief. If you believe in something, everything else in the world won't matter to you. If you believe in something strong enough, or you're told something by this priest who's up, at the head of his sermon every single day, like being incredibly, forward and strong in his beliefs, then sure, I'm going to believe whatever that guy says, even though what he says is a lot of crazy shit. So even with all those little kind of small things, which I think are basically told out in the story, to make us realize that it's not that big of a deal, that these people don't know who vampires are, and they don't know what the priest looks like at a young age, even though there's a picture of him. All that kind of stuff. I don't care about it, even though I see it, and I saw it the first time as well, and it bothered me more that time. But that's why I love rewatching things as well. It's just you just get to see more than you saw the first time. And what I see now is the character moments, the idea of belief, and how it can be so good and so bad, and just how great the show is. And I can't wait to finish it. And then I can't say that it's better than Midnight Mass for me right now, but I can just say that it's so good. It's incredible how great that show is. I know you do like it as well.
I love it. Yeah, I don't know how I rank it though, because I haven't seen enough of the other Flanagan stuff. But I really, really enjoy Midnight Mass. And the things that with the picture and them not knowing, that really didn't bother me even the first watch.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, okay, they're on a small island. They don't get out much.
That's right.
Everything has to be shipped to them via boat, so it's fine.
Yep. Yeah, so I just going hard on Midnight Mass, playing more video games lately. I wanted to get to that Merry Little Batman for my son and I watch. I didn't get to that. My son's been watching a lot of SpongeBob lately. You watch SpongeBob, Chris?
I've seen it. It's funny, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got some funny moments in it, but it's just wild, crazy stuff, man.
To me, it's like a modern Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
which
that makes
I
sense.
never liked Ren and Stimpy, but this
I didn't watch it when I was a kid. Yeah,
this I can handle. It's like I said, it's got its moments. I haven't seen the movies though. I know there's like 3 movies, I think.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen them either.
Yeah, not too interested. I also want to watch Merry Little Batman, but I actually was going to do it last night before Paddington. But I saw it was like an hour and a half long. Like, I don't really want to watch that right now.
Oh, I thought it was a TV show.
No, the TV series is after this. So they're premiering the concept as the movie. And then the TV series will be, I think, next year, where it will be Batman and Damian. I guess is Batman and Robin. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're doing that kind of old style of whatever this is. Here's a movie. Here's a series.
I get you.
The way they use, like, remember the Batman Beyond movie? Then here's the series.
Right. That's the old school way of doing things.
Yeah, it's cool, I guess. I don't know. I just want to see where's Cape Crusader. That's what I'm waiting on.
Oh my God. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I want that. I don't really need Little Batman or whatever this is called. I think the show is Little Batman.
Yeah, Merry Little Batman. Yeah.
No, this series will be Little Batman.
Oh, this just the show.
Yeah, the show itself, I think, is called Little Batman. The movie is Merry Little Batman.
I get you.
Mm-hmm. What Christmas movies do you? Now, I know we've talked about this before in the past, but what other movies do you like watching? Like around Christmas, what's like a must-watch Christmas movie?
Yeah, so I have got a couple. I've got The Muppets Christmas Carol, which is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Polar Express, I really love. I like Mickey's Christmas Carol as well for some reason. It's only 27 minutes or something. It's very simple.
It's kind of intense too.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. It's got, and I like the Disney Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey, the animated-ish one, with Gary Oldman as Bob Cratchit. I think that one's very good. So I love Christmas Carol, which is not the biggest revelation in the world. So, and I like the Family Man. I'll watch that one with Nick Cage, which I love. And then me and my wife watch Christmas Vacation on Christmas Eve every year. So we posted that in our lovely tweet. It's just too good.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I posted the thing earlier, because I was thinking about Christmas Vacation. And when I think of Christmas movies, I think of a variety, of course, but individual lines, that is what I think of. Merry Christmas to Shitters.
Yeah, Shitters.
I don't know why. That just stuck with me. I don't even love the movie that much. I mean, I think it's fun and all, but that line just kind of sticks in my head.
I like the one where he says, I'll drive you out to the desert and leave you for dead, when he's talking to Cousin Eddie. Or if I wouldn't be more, or the line about him having his face stapled to the floor. If I woke up with my face stapled to the floor, I wouldn't be more surprised right now. Anything, just like any time of that interaction inside the living room with Cousin Eddie, as they're drinking their eggnog out of the moose cups, and just anytime Cousin Eddie's on the screen in that movie.
I think in any of the National Lampoon movies, whenever it's Eddie and Clark, it's just golden. I actually love their interactions in the Vegas one, especially.
Yeah, I used to think that one was when they went in the casino and they played those games. I just remember it being so funny.
War is a real casino game. They played in the movie, and then I saw in a casino one time. I had to play it.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually really fun.
I play with my grandma.
When I was a kid. I play with casino dealers. They are happy to take your money.
Oh yes, they are.
But I think that's just a fun duo there.
I would agree with that. That's what makes the movies. That's what makes the movies is the connection between Chevy Chase and Randy Quaid.
Bill says his must-watch Christmas movies are A Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Elf, Christmas with the Cranks, and A Christmas Carol. I have not seen the George C. Scott one. Have you?
No, and my friend, who is a big George C. Scott fan and a big Christmas Carol fan, thinks that's the best one, and gives me shit every single year that I choose to not watch it.
Is this the year you watch it then?
No.
Okay.
I'll just stick to Muppets Christmas Carol and Mickey's Christmas Carol and the Disney Christmas Carol.
So you just keep getting more shit.
Oh yeah. That's it's an ongoing joke. So
okay.
Yeah, which one's your favorite Christmas Carol?
I don't know if I have one. I just kind of like them all. I lump them into one. It's all a Christmas Carol. Which one?
The Patrick Stewart one.
I'm pretty sure I have. Was that on FX or something?
No, that's the one with Guy Pearce.
I thought it was on the FX network, though.
Well, it could be, but there was a one from a couple years ago with Guy Pearce.
I might have to look at. I like Patrick Stewart. I like Guy Pearce, and I love A Christmas Carol. So.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Guy Pearce is Bob.
No, they're two separate movies.
Oh, okay.
There's one with Patrick Stewart as Scrooge, and then there's one with Guy Pearce, who's also Scrooge.
Oh, I thought they were one movie. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool.
No,
I'll watch that.
Yeah, there's one with Kelsey Grammer too. He plays Scrooge. I've seen that. I saw a cover for that somewhere the other day. It's only so much room for Christmas Carol in my life. I got 3. I'm going to stick with 3.
if Patrick Stewart is Scrooge, I think it's a missed opportunity that Ian McKellen is not the partner. I forget his name.
Yeah,
Jacob Marley.
Yeah, Jacob Marley. Yeah.
Your friend is correct, Emmet. It is the best one. See,
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that one, but it really is. From what I heard, is really good. My mom likes to watch the really old one, like the black and the white one. She watches that one every Christmas Eve.
Well, the George C. Scott one is currently on Stars, Plex, Roku, and Tubi. If anybody wants to watch it,
lots of different places.
I'll probably check it out. If I decide to be cheery this week, we'll see. Grab says that Christmas Story and 8-Bit Christmas will be the two I watch this year. The boys watch a lot more and catch them. So, I think kids with Christmas movies are interesting because there's such a variety of them aimed at children that there's not so many for adults, which is why I think The Holdovers is such a special one. Like, if you think about how many adult Christmas movies are there, other than Scrooged?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe some of like those older Christmas Carol ones, like that black and white one. I wouldn't think that's a kid one. And
It's a Wonderful Life, I suppose that's not a kid's movie.
Yeah, but yeah, most of the time they're family movies. I would agree with you.
Yeah, so it's a little different. Kids, like you said, they watch a lot. The boys watch a lot more. That makes sense to me. I'm going to be watching Jingle All the Way as it is the best Christmas movie ever made.
That reminds me to watch 8-Bit Christmas again this year. You got to keep it on my rotation. After you recommended it last year, so I'm going to make sure I keep up on that.
Yeah, it's okay. Zeddy says, I can tell you what I don't watch on Christmas movie. That's Die Hard. Zeddy, we can't get into this right now.
Move on.
We cannot do this, Zeddy. We'll talk about that later. Marley, I'm not trying to rob you, Scrooge. I'm trying to help you. If Ian McKellen were Marley. They says the Polar Express is a must for me. Maybe I need to watch it again. I don't know.
I love that. I read the book just this week to my son. So good.
Grab says, I think Christmas movies should be aimed at families, not just adults. Yeah, and I agree with that too. You should have most of them towards families. But I do think that it's cool to have some that would be just like for adults. Not that kids couldn't watch it. I'm not talking like a Violent Night or something, which I also love. But just something that's more it's not so much about like Santa and stuff. More about maybe just what adults go through during the holiday season.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, like there's a movie called Home for the Holidays, which is very much adult, but it's not about Christmas. It's actually about Thanksgiving. Just stuff like that. Or The Family Stone, which I suppose is for adults.
That's what I was about to think of was The Family. So my wife loves that movie. That's a big one for her.
So my family and I saw that movie. I think it was out during Christmas. We didn't know that's what it was about. Like it was a sad thing. We thought it was supposed to be like a comedy. Then it's this quickly turns into not a comedy. Kind of like Stepmom.
Yeah. Oh, Stepmom. Oh God, tearjerker.
Yeah. That one came out of nowhere. But I think Christmas films. I think you should have the variety, but mostly for families.
Did you get to Silent Night this past week? It's out, isn't it?
It is out, but I didn't get to it.
Yeah, geez, I'm gonna get to that. I won't see it in theater, but I was hoping it's going to be on streaming soon.
I think Kitty should watch Violent Night just to appreciate John Leguizamo.
I would agree with you.
He's a fine actor. I'm surprised no one has mentioned Batman Returns.
I'm not surprised at all.
Maybe. I do want to watch Silent Night, though. I'll get to it when I get a chance, but I'm surprised it's not streaming also. I meant to see Godzilla -1 this week. Didn't get to it. And I've been kind of stalking my AMC app because Poor Things is out in certain cities this weekend. We are not one of those cities, but I have my ticket for next week. I'm excited. Next week is going to be stellar.
You're not going to find any time.
I will force the time. Well, for Poor Things and Wonka, I am forcing the time. I have to see both of those.
No, just to go back to the Christmas movie thing, I always look for Christmas TV shows to watch. Like there are episodes
Mhm.
of TV shows that have Christmas episodes. Is there Christmas TV shows
The Santa
that you
Claus.
watch? Yeah, the Santa Claus. Is that really like the kind of the only one though? I try to think about that. If there's like it's not a year round thing, but a show that comes out, even a limited series that has 6 to 10 episodes of all Christmassy stuff. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think other
We
than
watched like
Santa Claus.
we watched the Simpsons Christmas, specials, much like we watched the Halloween specials
Mhm.
at Halloween. But just instead of a 2 hour movie, watching 1 or 2 episodes of a TV show. Um, I don't know. I think about that sometimes, but I don't know if Christmas TV shows, there's Christmas specials, and episodes of TV shows. Like I always think about the Frasier one because I've been watching a lot of Frasier lately, where he and Niles go to the mall to try and find a gift for Freddie.
Mhm.
Frasier wants to buy him like a science kit, and they get in a fight with people at the mall and all the good stuff and all the hijinks. So
No, I don't know of any Christmas series other than that one with Tim Allen, and I don't imagine there would be any. I don't even know what that would be like. I suppose.
yeah, I don't know how we would make it work. Like it'd have to come out like before Christmas and like end in sometime in the middle of December or
I
something.
mean, if it was to release first week of November,
Yeah.
and then in the week of Christmas, I think that'd be a pretty decent stretch of episodes. That's probably what the Santa Claus does.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Me neither. I've heard it's pretty good though.
Yeah, I've heard it's okay. I tried to watch some of the movie this year, but I got sidetracked. I watched like 30 minutes of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's usually one that we watch every year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of thinking I want to watch the Jack Frost one though instead.
Mm-hmm.
I love Martin Short in that movie.
Sure. I always think that like people watch, movies at this time of year. They read books like you and Phil and Anthony on DC Unlimited talked about Noel.
Mm-hmm.
Having you read that every year. And I guess you can still do that with special episodes of TV, but having a TV show that you watch every year. I don't know.
Do you remember the Saved by the Bell Christmas episode?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. They all had jobs at the mall because why not? And Slater didn't know how to wrap presents, and then he learns and it becomes a magical thing. It's a good time.
All is right in the world.
Mm-hmm. It's good times. There's just so many Christmas episodes, though, of anything.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's enough Christmas episodes from TV shows where it's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the one where they got the homeless guy.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, okay.
And they brought him back to I think Zach's house, and it's like, oh, there's a homeless guy here. Let's fix his life. We're 16. We can help him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's what
yeah,
did.
exactly. We don't have our lives together, but we can make it work for him.
They did. There's a lot of holiday cheer in that episode. Christmassy bullshit, right?
Christmas. Hey, I'm here for that Christmassy bullshit.
He says, how about some hot cocoa, reading some Batman Noel, sitting next to a Christmas tree as it's snowing outside? I would say that sounds like a painting or something.
Yeah, that's right. you gotta have a pipe in your mouth too, and you're wearing like a red blazer and have your slippers on, have a little dog by your feet.
I lost my pipe. I can't do that.
Yeah, sounds like a portrait.
A very fine portrait. I'll see it.
Yeah.
Immortalize Lee Bermejo's work in a portrait.
Exactly. I'll take it.
Eric says, I also enjoy reading the Christmas and New Year's chapters of Long Halloween. Yeah. I guess there's some Christmas comics too. We always have those anthology books.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's plenty of Christmas stuff that you can consume.
There is plenty of Christmas content, that's for sure.
There should be more Halloween content.
Hey, we had lots this year.
I know.
We had so much horror this year. Holy cow!
Yeah, it's been a lot. Sounds like a super time. It is a super time.
I agree. Chris, I got nothing else on this fine Sunday evening.
I don't either. I've
You
been
didn't
very
watch
busy.
Exactly. It was a busy week. That's for sure. I agree with you.
Yeah, it has been a busy week, guys.
Yep.
So we didn't watch much or read much other than catching up with stuff.
Yeah. That's the thing. I haven't watched anything new lately. There hasn't been any new releases for me to watch that have been really jonesing to watch at home. So
there's been a few things, but just haven't had time.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. Do a shorter show this Sunday, Chris. So let people know where they can find you if you want.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at thatChrisEvans0. You guys can also follow the show I do with my buddies Anthony Caruso and Phil Walsh at DC Unlimited Pod, where we discuss all things DC. And as always, I'd love it if you'd follow this show at G of the Geeks. Emmet is better with the rest of the Christmassy bullshit stuff, so he'll take over.
You can follow me on Twitter at EmmettDavis7. I just wanted to mention that I listened to the latest episode of DC Unlimited, where you guys talk about Lex and DCU stuff, and then Noel as well. So I know Chris kind of brushes over his plugs a little bit. So please make sure you're listening to DC Unlimited. Good DC talk for that. But then I also wanted to mention that V39 did their 199th episode last week. They are on their way to 200. One more to go. So I think it'd be good if you aren't already. I'm sure you already are. For anybody who follows us, I'm sure you listen to V39. But 200 episodes is a hell of an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope we get that sooner rather than later. Those lousy guys likes to take breaks because Nico is the most popular man in the world. Zeddy's got some weird bullshit that he likes to make up that's going on. And Mr. C's actually busy. He's a real life adult, not just like us. So make sure you guys checking that out, and just want preemptive congratulations on 200 episodes for V39. So I want to say thanks to Phil, Zeddy, Eric, Andrew, Ronan, who was on quickly, Grabs, Cookie. Thanks so much for watching on this fine shortened episode of Gathering of the Geeks. And in saying all that, for Chris and I'm Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
We'll see you guys next week.